I wonder if the reason why so many black cis heterosexual men hate black gays so much, especially the feminine ones, is because they actually hate women and femininity itself. A lot of men have a negative relationship with femininity because growing up, you're groomed and raised to think that femininity and being feminine and emotional is negative, and it has some type of weakening to it, and it makes you less than. You're supposed to be manly and macho and masculine, and having that type of brotherhood makes you stronger and more valid, which is why you see a lot of men so tied up and close to their homeboys, their bros, but then when their woman, their partner, their mate wants to talk about things and get emotional, they repel and they reject that and they hate that and they want to get frustrated and they don't want to dive into things, and they're just emotionally undeveloped and they don't have emotional intelligence. But you notice the men that do tap into their feminine side and emotional intelligence have more healthy relationships. And so then you see those same men who get so upset about it, they turn that hatred towards whenever they see a feminine gay male, they want to be more violent and aggressive towards us. But it's like having one more to the bunch doesn't make it valid. You're just a bunch of emotionally unavailable men.
Ciao, you better speak on it. There's some stuff in there that I can agree with. There's a lot of things growing up here, masculinity is a thing, is a real thing, but it goes both ways. I do feel like that because I'm just thinking about my childhood as a young lad. They was always trying to get me in the kitchen, and I refused unless I was eating. I was just not. I'm not agreeing with. I'm going to cook and knowing how to cook for my partner, but it's just like with my family, it was just like no, no. Like you might think that, but you need to be able to cook for yourself, fend for yourself, feed yourself. Like you don't need to depend on no man. But it was also that case of there is situations where you need to be able to take care of your household. You know how to do this and that and do this and that. But it wasn't more so forced on, hey, you have to be a woman and stay in this role. It was more so of, you need to know how to do everything. Literally, I learned how to do everything. Change a tire, everything to do what I need to do so I would never have to depend on a man. So I hear that because here in the South, even the men knew how to cook. So even the men were in the kitchen. I don't know. It's certain people in certain generations where it was just like, well, you just need to know how to do this. But it was also a case where I wasn't allowed in the tobacco field and in the cotton field or anything on the tractor, like being outside, like a lot of things. It was just like, no, you can't do that because you're a girl. But I don't know if it was because I was a girl or because I was the princess. I was the first granddaughter. Like I was the first grandchild, the only grandchild for a while. So maybe that was the case. But there's a situation where I feel like, yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, you're the girl, so you can't do this. But yeah, that is a thing with guys. I just know with my brothers and my guy friends, not definitely not trying to be a punk. It was not a thing to be a punk. Like that, I heard that a lot. Like, don't be a punk a lot. I've seen a lot of my brothers get punched in the chest as hard as they could get punched just so they wouldn't be soft. Like I've heard that a lot. Don't be soft, don't do this, don't do that, don't be weak. Like, and I get that, and I don't know if it's more so. Well, I don't know where it came from because it could be the masculinity thing, but it also could be because we some hood ninjas. So showing weakness is not a thing. Like you gotta take care of these women. Like you can't show weakness in the street. So maybe it could have been because of that. I don't know. I don't know because I'm trying to think about the men in my family intact, like with their emotions. And I'm just, I don't know. It's a lot of soft-spoken people in my family, like men, but there's also some men that are very aware, they can talk and relate. So I'm just like, I think we had it all down pat, but it wasn't really a thing about masculinity, even though it was very aware that, if you're a man, you're dating a woman, like you're getting married to a woman. So that was never a case. But I don't know. Like I can see from other people's point of view, like, hey, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like that can be applied. Like maybe this is the source of why there's so much hate when it comes to the men with gay men. Maybe. And maybe that could be a source of why some men aren't as open with their women. I feel like sometimes it could be because they don't want to be shown as weak. I feel like some men have said that once my woman sees me cry, it's different. The roles change. Like there's a difference. You can change. You can feel the difference. Like there's a lot of reasons I heard, but that also could be one of the reasons.
Have you heard about the very first trans person to be recorded in history ever?
No.
Eleanor Reichner. Records of Eleanor are recorded from 625 years ago.
Whoa.
That's like quite a long time ago. And she was arrested in London for prostitution and sodomy. So this is how we have records of her, because she had a criminal record. There is not a lot of information about her because she lived so long ago. But she presented as female and worked as an embroider and a barmaid.
A side hustle.
As well as a sex worker.
Another side hustle.
She had relationships with men and women, but mostly men. Eleanor's identity was pretty much erased or categorised as cis woman by historians, when actually, in some of the court documents that she was arrested on, they actually used her male name.
They used her male name?
Yeah, her dead name. Because it was a legal transaction in the courts, like, they had to use her dead name.
So the courts recognised that she was born a man?
Yeah.
And therefore that's proof that she was transgender?
Yeah.
But the historians chose to erase that from history?
Yeah.
But why? From that point in time, when historians chose to look back on her life, they were probably more transphobic then than they were in the 1390s. Queer history is not linear. There's been ups and downs of acceptance, and there's changes in society more generally that happened to bring about those changes. So,
wow, nice fun fact in history. I love me some history. Now, I've never heard about that. I never knew that. There's so much in our history that they just do not tell us. They just want to omit it, and it's just like, what? Like, we're not the first. Like, this ain't brand new. This ain't new. So, wow. I wonder how that's handled in court nowadays. Like, do they still use your dead name? I wonder if you have to get your birth certificates and all that stuff changed and your IDs changed for the court to be like, oh, okay, well, we recognize you now and not from your dead name. I wonder how that works. If you know how that works, comment below, because I would really like, do you still, like, that's disrespectful and also legal. I don't know that legally, like, how's that work? But that's interesting. More you know.
How gay is this?
A beach bag?
A tote bag.
Oh, tote bags are not gay, they're bisexual coded.
A lot of people are saying, stop. If you're an adult, you shouldn't be wearing a backpack.
I wore a backpack today, bro. I'm 25.
You keep giving examples trying to help my points, but you're not helping.
Who am I helping? The economy?
You're definitely not helping the economy. This is why I don't use tote bags. Because, like, the second I do this...
It hurts one shoulder.
No, I'm gay.
Yeah, look how you're holding it.
Look at this action. Like, come on.
That's hella gay, dude.
But even, like, also, like, okay, so I could hold it, but, like, what am I gonna, like, hold it like that?
I feel like you should just hold it like a backpack like this, to put the two straps.
Then I'll put on a backpack.
Okay, don't throw it on the ground. This is a public library. Be respectful.
Is this camera still on?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
It shows your face still. Is that on?
As long as the screen is on.
Oh my gosh, who did that? Who did that? That was so hetero of me, I'm so sorry.
That was funny. Obviously, I'm glad I'm not the only one who'd be like, oh, that was so hetero. That's so hetero. But friend, totes, this bisexual thing. What? I didn't even know there was a thing. I didn't know. Is it just more things we're finding out? Like the bisexual handshake, the bisexual nose ring, apparently. No, this is not bisexual. This is not, nope. This is just me being me. Me being me, you know, being rebellious, you know, when I was younger, you know. So yeah, Fred, no, tote bags are not gay. When I see a tote bag, I think of environmentalists, hippie, you know, like when I see tote bag, like we're about to go to the farmer's market. I was just at the farmer's market. Support local farmers, you guys. Y'all, you been into Walmart? Have you seen any seed watermelons? Yeah, they're all seedless. So yes, I'm going to the farmer's market so I can get some seeds so I can replant, because they be like, oh, you got we gotta keep on buying from us. That's the scheme right there. That's the gimmick. They want you to buy for them when you can literally just use a seed, take a seed from anywhere, you know, any plant, and replant it and have plenty for yourself and not have to buy ever again. I'm trying to convince my mom to let's make a garden, but she's like, we live in the city, we can't have a garden. I'm just like, since when do we own this land? Like, we can do whatever we want with our yard. So yeah, can't wait to move back to the country so I can start planting my own food and not ever having to pay for a food ever again. That's when I'll really become a vegetarian. Give me a cow and a chicken or two and we'll be good. That's all I need. All I need is cheese and vegetables. That's all I need. Cheese and vegetables and some bread. So yeah. But yeah, I didn't know totes were a thing. Like, I didn't know. I haven't. Now that I think about it, I have not seen people with book bags lately. Yeah, like when I go to work, I see people with book bags, but they always wear it with one arm, so I don't know. But that was kind of gay. How he put down that toe, like, you know, like, but yeah, I just don't see many people wearing book bags. But when I do see people when they wear a tote, I do not identify them with sexuality. I do not. Like, it's just they wear the tote and they could just be a hippie or environmentalist, or they're about to go to the local market or go to Aldi's. Like, that's what I see. I don't see a sexuality. But yeah, okay. We're gonna make a mental note of that. Yeah, I guess I can't wear book bags anymore, but I definitely wear a fanny pack. Hi, how you doing? Subscribe.